ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. I'm Pia Ontiveros. Tonight on the program, as relief goods and cash aid come in trickles for thousands of typhoon victims, a ravaged community near the popular tourist destination, the underground river in Palawan, is appealing for immediate help. In the countdown to 2022, some Filipinos troop to the so-called fireworks capital in Bulacan, while others to supermarkets for their medianoche products. And the controversial Dolomite Beach reopens just in time for the New Year revelries. Beyond grappling with hundreds of lives lost, people in areas that took a hit from Typhoon Odette suffer billions of pesos in damage to their livelihood that was wiped out in a single sweep. In Palawan, the estimated overall damage has reached 7.8 billion pesos. A number of tourist attractions in the province have been affected, including a community living near the world-famous underground river. Tristan Odalo joins us live from the capital, Puerto Princesa. Go ahead, Tristan.
Pia, destructive winds, storm surge that lasted for 8 hours. That's how powerful Typhoon Odette was when it hit the area. The area used to be a jump-off point for tourists who want to travel or explore Palawan's underground river. Now, residents there are facing two grim realities: the COVID-19 pandemic and Typhoon Odette's aftermath. What used to be a paradise and haven for tourists wanting to experience Palawan's underground river has been wiped out. Typhoon Odette battered Purok Dalampasigan in Sitio Sabang, whose residents depend on fishing and tourism for livelihood. Fisherman Roderick Luzara says they did their best to save their boats, but to no avail. Out of 87 tourist boats used to service the underground river, only 20 were recovered.
Yung alon talaga, hindi namin makalimot-limot. Hanggang ngayon, yung ibang mangingisda, halos ayaw pang kuha dahil doon sa nangyari.
Some boats are no longer fit to be used, with some fishermen salvaging what's left of them and convert them to firewood.
Wala naman kaming hanap buhay na eh. Simula nung COVID, ang inaabot ng audit, kung sa COVID medyo nakabangon-bangon na kami. Umabot itong COVID na ito na. Parang hindi namin alam kung saan kami mag-uumpisa ulit.
Around 100 families have been directly affected and left with damaged houses and boats in this portion of Sitio Sabang. They complain about the lack of aid coming into their community. Aside from relief goods, they also appeal for materials to repair their boats and save their livelihood.
1990 po ako ditong dumating ng Sabang. So ngayon ko lang po naramdaman yung hinagpis ng kalikasan sa amin ng Sitio Sabang. Marami po talaga. Hindi lang po marami, kundi total po talaga kami ditong naapektuhan.
Zero talaga, sir, as in zero. Kasi hindi makapaghanap buhay. Ang kailangan namin, maitayo na namin ang aming mga bahay. Mabigyan sana kami ng pangbiling yero.
Luscious trees in nearby mountains, which also used to be a tourist attraction, were all uprooted by the storm. Residents from Sitio Sabang also tell CNN Philippines that they used to earn at least 1,000 pesos on a daily basis from tourism activities. Then they shifted to full-time fishing when the COVID-19 crisis happened. But after Typhoon Odette and with all their boats gone, now they're at a loss on how they can rebuild from this terrible tragedy. Back to you, Pia.
Tristan, what are the local government's plans to help them rebuild their homes?
Pia, what we know so far is that the provincial government is now distributing at least 5,000 pesos cash assistance to residents affected by Typhoon Odette. But this has yet to reach the residents of Sitio Sabang. That is why they're appealing for help to private individuals or private groups, especially those who have visited the underground river in the past. And speaking of the underground river, we have yet to receive any update from city officials or provincial officials on the damage or possible assessment of the underground river, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Back to you.
Tristan Nodalo there reporting from Puerto Princesa in Palawan. From one famous tourist spot to another, this time the surfing island of Siargao in Surigao del Norte, many business establishments once bustling with tourists now reduced to rubble. As Chrissy Di Matulak tells us, some believe it may take more than just a year before locals can get back on their feet.
When warned of a strong typhoon coming, some residents and business owners admit they did not heed the call. From their experience, residents say storms come and go in the island. But all of that changed when on the morning of December 16th, the winds only got stronger and trees were starting to kiss the sand.
At the beginning, we were not scared. We thought like it's like normal typhoon because we've been living here for the last 5 years. We were in Boracay before that, and we thought like, it's like strong wind, like keep on raining.
The stretch of the once busy streets of General Luna town is now in rubble, as structures were no match with nature's might and force. According to business owners like Ron Manalo, the typhoon could not come at a worse time. It came just when the island's tourism is starting to bounce back from the pandemic.
Para siyang two-punch combination, yung jab tsaka straight. So si pandemic, it's been for a while now. And then ito ngang si Odette. So I think mga a year or so, yun ang tsaka lang makakabalik ang Siargao.
Popular tourist destinations are in shambles. This used to be the Cloud9 Boardwalk, known worldwide as a surfing hotspot. Now it is left unrecognizable as it is left in ruins by the typhoon. The podium in Maasin where people would dive and take pictures was shredded to pieces. The surrounding trees have fallen. The famous coconut farm, which looked like a painting when standing from a hill, was left decimated. It will take time for these landmarks to recover, but people say team spirit in the island is so strong it will overcome any trial.
I'm very proud of everyone. I know this is a tough time and this was very unexpected. But seeing everyone, coming together and helping each other out, mapa-local man or the foreign locals who are here, nakakataba talaga siya ng puso seeing everyone, helping.
With the extent of the damage, it may take years to bring back the joy and vibe of this tropical paradise. People say this experience has taught them to take preventive evacuations more seriously, especially since nature's wrath is proven to be unpredictable. In Siargao Island, Chrissy Di Matulak, CNN Philippines.
In the aftermath of Typhoon Odette, President Duterte suggested the summary eviction of residents living near coastlines. He now clarifies resettlement sites have to be provided first. The Interior Department suggests the creation of a task force for this government response. Amor Santos has the details.
Assessing the aftermath of Typhoon Odette, Interior Secretary Eduardo Año lamented that some residents were not supposed to be in harm's way, while President Duterte offered a rather contentious solution.
Yung pong batas dapat 40 meters easement from the shoreline, wala po talagang dapat nakatira dyan. Lesson natin yan sa Yolanda.
Summary eviction.
A maritime law expert says it's not that simple. Under the Urban Development and Housing Act, local government units, in coordination with the National Housing Authority, shall provide relocation or resettlement sites for persons living in danger areas.
So if he's going to say summary eviction, he would better have something, a resettlement site ready for these people that he's going to be evicting.
In his talk to the people on Monday, President Duterte softened his tone and clarified there won't be any demolition without relocation. The DILG says it's a massive problem and suggests the creation of yet another interagency task force for a whole-of-government approach. Its first order of business, determine the number of residents on coastal easements and which of them are priority. Batong Bakal says each LGU should use geohazard maps to identify vulnerable populations and safe resettlements. The Mines and Geosciences Bureau says its maps are up to date. According to one of its chief geologists, the maps were used in preparing for Typhoon Odette. Still, an early warning system does not guarantee zero casualties.
So if we can remove people from harm's way and provide them a better place to stay until they have their livelihood, why not?
The DILG admits this problem can't be solved with little time left under the Duterte administration. Batong Bakal says it should be on top of agenda of the next president.
We've known for years that we will be experiencing more extreme weather events. So there's no excuse to be still unprepared.
Amor Santos, CNN Philippines.
We're taking a quick break. When we return, the controversial Dolomite Beach of Manila Bay reopens to the public after months of closure. And some people looking to welcome the upcoming New Year with a bang decry the rising prices of fireworks. Details next here on CNN Philippines. Stay tuned.
Welcome to our world.
Oh, anyari sa'yo? Ba't nakasimangot ka? Alam ko na. Masakit ang katawan mo, ano? Sa sobrang trabaho? O di kaya masakit ang ulo sa sobrang stress? Break ka muna. Hinga ng malalim at imasahe ang ulo mo gamit ang Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Ako rin ganun eh. Kaya pag mataas ang tensyon sa trabaho, mag-Herbalaya break ka muna.
Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Amoy na kaaya-aya. Sa bawat pahid ay ginhawa.
Withdrawal limits. Grow a successful and rewarding financial future with experience from Bank of Commerce. Visit Bank of Commerce online for more details.
Make a splash at mealtime with Pure Food Seafood Delights. 100% real seafood goodness. Ready to serve in minutes. Pure Food Seafood Delights. Eat so easy.
Ahon, bangon, sulong. Ahon, bangon, sulong.
Pangarap ng bawat Pilipino. Hangarin ng Northern Cement.
Ahon, bangon, sulong.
Pinalaki ng Northern Cement ang kapasidad ng kanilang planta para steady ang supply ng sementong tigasin. Northern Cement Max Plus, Supreme at Max Pro.
Ahon, bangon, sulong.
Sa pagbangon ng mga Pilipino, saludo ako sa mga taong patuloy na humaharap sa hamon ng pagbabago.
Bilang isang ina, handa akong gawin ang lahat para sa kaligtasan ng aking mga anak.
Pandemya man, tuloy pa rin ang serbisyo para malinis ang kapaligiran. Serbisyong publiko para sa kaligtasan ng lahat.
Sa panahon ng krisis, ikaw, ako, magtulungan tayo. Saludo ako sa Pilipino.
You'd be surprised that even plants in your own backyard could add some oomph to your cocktail. I have here some fresh rosemary to give a spin on our classic Negroni, or as we'll call it, home garden mix. For this cocktail, you'll need, and for the tools, I'll cut a piece of my rosemary, then I'm going to torch it and trap it into my glass. Set it aside to let it smoke while we mix our drink. Get your mixing glass and combine all of your ingredients. Then we add our ice and then we'll stir for about 30 seconds. Now we're going to grab our glass and add fresh ice. Strain and pour your cocktail. Garnish this with a fresh sprig of rosemary. And there we have our home garden mix made with GSM Premium Gin.
Amid the darkness, look on the bright side. Olympic gold medalist Heidelin Diaz is not only great at lifting weights, she also leads everyone in getting into the Christmas spirit of gift giving. Hundreds of families in the communities of St. Joseph Chapel Community in Batasan, Quezon City, and Pagray Kogyo Urban Poor Community in Antipolo City received Pure Foods Noche Buena gift packs. all thanks to Heidelin and Pure Foods Golden Hearts.
Ngayon, medyo mahirap ang sitwasyon ng Pilipinas at kailangan tayo magkaisa sa pagbibigay ng Noche Buena. Sana po nagustuhan niyo po ang munting regalo namin ng Pure Foods. Para sa Pure Foods family, thank you so much po for doing this initiative. Nagbibigay po ito ng source of happiness and inspiration and hope sa bawat Pilipino.
This is just one of the ways Heidelin gives back this Christmas season. She believes that everyone deserves to celebrate with their loved ones over the delicious meals and treats we grew up sharing together.
Nagpapasalamat po kami kasi po kami po yung napili nyo na pagbigyan po ng tulong. Simula pa noon, ngayon lang ako nakatanggap ng ganito karami. Kaya maraming salamat po.
Hindi namin inaasahan to, kaya nagpapasalamat sa mga sponsor na nagbigay sa amin, lalo na sa inyo, Miss Heidelin. Masaya rin ako dahil para sa mga anak ko, natutuwa sila.
Christmas is definitely brighter this year dahil buo ang Pasko sa Paskong Pure Foods. I'm Sam Sidwani, CNN Philippines.
Welcome back to CNN Philippines. Yet another attraction in the city of Manila. The Dolomite Beach in Manila Bay reopens today, but you need to register online before you can take a stroll on the artificial white sand beach. Our Stanley Gaheta shows us the way.
The weather is fine and the sea breezes perfectly over Manila Bay. This is how people describe the ambience after experiencing the Dolomite Beach as it reopens after months of closure. Last October, a crowd of more than 100,000 visited the controversial Dolomite Beach. That's why the management decided to temporarily close the area. While they said earlier it would reopen to the public next year, they decided to reopen this holiday season.
Specifically, we want public to enjoy the holiday season, and nagkataon na ito ang ideal time, 28 up to 29. We considered everything, especially yung mga protocols natin, and as far as pandemic is concerned.
Days before the New Year, the Dolomite Beach here in Manila Bay reopens, but compared to previous months, the number of visitors coming in the beach is now controlled. Despite the threat of the new Omicron variant of COVID-19, people still want to visit this 140-meter-long beach. Visitors love sightseeing and taking of pictures with their loved ones here. Most of them will return to work by early January.
Narinig lang namin yung sa kasama ay yung sa katabi ng bayan na nagja-jogging, naka-open daw ngayon. Tumakbo kagad kami. Iba talaga yung makakapasok ka, di ba? Medyo ma-enjoy mo talaga ang sarili mo.
This visitor from Tarlac decided to see the beach first before meeting her friend.
Noon pa may mga nagpupunta ng tao dito, sabi ko sa mister ko, minsan pasyalan natin.
There are available portalets in the area with enough authorities to monitor that visitors follow minimum health protocols and physical distancing. The management also prohibits littering, bringing of pets, and even swimming.
Be very safe in maintaining yung security at kasi of course yung kapakanan ng ating mga kababayan.
The beach is open for vaccinated ones aged 12 years old and up. It only accepts 200 walk-in visitors and 100 registered online visitors per batch, which lasts for 1 hour. The link and QR code for online appointment system are posted on DENR's Facebook page. It is open for public from 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. until tomorrow and will resume on January 4, 2022. Stanley Gaete, CNN Philippines.
The husband of the country's fourth Omicron case tests positive for COVID-19. The health department says the man is a 37-year-old Filipino who arrived from the U.S. with his wife on December 10th on a Philippine Airlines flight. He is in isolation and his sample will undergo genome sequencing. The DOH is determining the people whom the couple came into contact with on the flight. State-insured PhilHealth calls on private hospitals to reconsider their plan to conduct what they call a PhilHealth holiday. The Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines earlier urged its members to temporarily stop accepting PhilHealth claims between January 1st to 5th of next year. The group says the move is to show support for hospitals that have decided to cut ties with PhilHealth. over unpaid claims. But PhilHealth says it is people who will suffer the consequences. The state health insurer adds hospitals that are supposedly planning to disengage have not submitted official documents. The insurer also maintains it is working to fast-track its settlement of claims. Stated straight ahead on Newsnight, Filipinos heading to Bocaue, Bulacan, known as the fireworks capital of the country ahead of the new year, but buyers are disappointed with the increase in prices. More after the break.
Sa'yo? Ba't nakasimangot ka? Alam ko na. Masakit ang katawan mo, ano? Sa sobrang trabaho? O di kaya masakit ang ulo sa sobrang stress? Break ka muna. Hinga ng malalim at imasahe ang ulo mo gamit ang Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Ako rin ganun eh. Kaya pag mataas ang tensyon sa trabaho, mag-Herbalaya break ka muna.
Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Amoy na kaaya-aya. Sa bawat pahid ay ginhawa.
MX3 Coffee Mix to ignite my day. Hi guys! Lagi akong focused, active, at extraordinary. Because the most important things in life deserve nothing less. MX3 Coffee Mix, my choice.
Love is all about time. Di minamadali ang pagpapasarap. Like the love in every Pure Foods ready to eat. Slow cooked and ready in 8 minutes. Para may time ka sa mga mahal mo. Because love takes time.
For ghosts, there's no place like home.
This main house has something in it.
And home is Discovery Plus. Freak out on all the episodes of Ghost Adventures.
Whatever is up in that room doesn't want us there.
I heard that. Discovery Plus is here, the exclusive home of Ghost Adventures. Subscribe now at 129 pesos per month.
For my babies, only vet-approved Nutri-Chunks puppies. The only one with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat with essential nutrients to help them grow strong and healthy. Happiness! Listo, ganado sa Nutri-Chunks puppies.
Tumagal tayo sa dilim, laman tayo ng nightlife. Now it's time to live the light life. Let's have San Mig Light with the sun out. Hindi lang panggabi ang bonding natin. Any hour is now happy hour. As you drink up the light life, kumagaan ang feeling. Ang katapusan ng bawat kwento, may inuumpisa ang bago. Get into the light life.
Ngayong Pasko, huwag sana nating kalimutang pasalamatan ang mga frontliners na patuloy na nagsasakripisyo.
Ang mga frontliners na 24 oras ang serbisyo.
Alay ng frontliners ang kanilang buhay para sa kapakanan ng sambayan ng Pilipino.
Ang ating mga frontliners, ang mga bagong bayani ng bayan.
Mula sa amin, para sa mga mahal nating frontliners, maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon! Frontliners, kayo ang bida!
Of a birria taco is the delicious slow-cooked meat filling, and it usually has a side of a savory broth to dip the signature fried tacos in. Sounds delicious, right, Chef?
That's right. And usually, to achieve that wonderful and tasty meat, it would take about 4 to 6 hours to slow cook. However, today, we are going to show you a life hack so you can easily enjoy these birria tacos at home in under an hour, using, of course, our Pure Foods corned beef.
You guys are gonna love this, and you can even make this a fun family activity for the weekend, and Chef here will show you exactly how it's done. Let's go, Chef.
All right, so here are the ingredients. Now let's prepare first the filling and its sauce. Heat oil in a pan and then saute garlic and onions until onions are tender. Add tomato paste and continue to saute. Add the corned beef and spices and continue sauteing for about a minute. Add crushed tomatoes, water, and simmer for 10 minutes over low heat, stirring occasionally. Add soy sauce and sugar. Then lastly, add the cilantro. Now strain to separate the corned beef filling from the dipping sauce. To To make the tacos, mix all the ingredients until smooth and knead for about 15 minutes. Divide the dough into 15 small balls and rest this for about 30 minutes. Now roll out each ball into 6-inch diameter pieces. Meanwhile, heat the pan on high and then cook each taco for about 30 seconds on each side. Now to assemble, place every 2 tablespoons of corned beef filling on each taco and then garnish with extra cilantro. Now serve this with its sauce and lime wedges.
And now for my favorite part, the taste test. Okay, I want to try this. So how do I do this, chef? Gotta get the sauce.
Yes.
Gotta get all the sauce.
Lots of the sauce.
They're so good.
I'm glad you like
My
it.
kids and hubby will definitely enjoy this wonderful birria. Oh my God, just like the real thing.
Alam mo naman, ang Pure Foods corned beef takes care of the pure sarap families are craving for.
I agree with you there, and this recipe is so enjoyable to make, and you end up with such a yummy dish. So, mommies, you should all try this at home. So right now, stock up on your supply run. Stock on Pure Foods corned beef, which is available in all leading supermarkets, and you can even add to cart Pure Foods corned beef on your favorite e-commerce sites, Lazada and Shopee, or buy online at the SMC Hub.
Welcome back. We are now counting down to 2022, and this early, revelers are starting to ring in the new year with a bang, literally. More people traveling to Bocaue in Bulacan to stock up on fireworks. As our Rex Media reports, prices are already going up.
Bobby Yulo came all the way from Makati City, braving Bocaue, Bulacan's heavy traffic, just to buy some fireworks for his family's New Year celebration.
Tradisyon na yung pagka medyo kahit papaano may pailaw ka sa salubong ng New Year.
He noticed, however, he's now getting less from his money's worth compared to previous years.
Dating 10,000, marami nang nabibili. Ngayon, 14,000, ayan lang.
Retailer Elvira Navarro explains they're also getting less supply at higher prices from manufacturers. She says raw materials from abroad are not enough. They have no choice but to also jack up their prices.
Dapat may tubo ka kahit papano. Kasi siyempre may inupahan ka, may tao ka.
Elvira says they're missing the opportunity now that more people are buying fireworks after last year's muted revelry.
Lungkot nung nakarang year. Ngayon,
medyo okay na. Okay. Malaya, no?
Authorities, meanwhile, are seeing another challenge, the presence of uncertified fireworks. During their inspection in Bocaue, 6 stalls were caught selling uncertified fireworks products. They sealed and confiscated the items. The retailers and manufacturers also have to explain to the DTI.
It could be that it was manufactured by a manufacturer that does not have a license. Or, even if the manufacturer has a license, that product, which we have confiscated, sealed and confiscated, is not included in the license.
If you're buying some fireworks, make sure there's a PS mark or the Philippine Standard Quality and Safety mark. This is important to make sure the product you're getting is safe and legal. Trade Department officials also monitor groceries to check prices of medianoche items. She says pasta, mayonnaise, cheese, among others, are still within their suggested retail prices. They notice, however, that there's almost no supply of ham and queso de bola in the supermarket in Caloocan City. Officials say this might mean retailers are not expecting this much demand from consumers, a sign that more people want to move on from the pandemic and celebrate the coming year. Rex Remitio, CNN Philippines.
And before we go, the Cape Crusader is back in this new trailer for The Batman starring Robert Pattinson. Fans of Catwoman bound to get excited too. The new teaser highlights Batman's relationship with Selina Kyle, played by Zoe Kravitz. We also catch a glimpse of the Riddler and his cryptic messages. Take a look.
It can be cruel, poetic, or blind. But when it's denied, it's through violence you may find
justice. The answer's justice.
Come on, vengeance. Let's
Let's get into some trouble.
The Batman set to arrive in local theaters March 2022. We have 3 more days before 2022 or before 2021 ends, and that is it for now. Join me again on News.ph at 7 p.m. I'm Pia Ontiveros for Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines.
Sa'yo? Ba't nakasimangot ka? Alam ko na. Masakit ang katawan mo, ano? Sa sobrang trabaho? O di kaya masakit ang ulo sa sobrang stress? Break ka muna. Hinga ng malalim at imasahe ang ulo mo gamit ang Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Ako rin ganun eh. Kaya pag mataas ang tensyon sa trabaho, mag-Herbalaya break ka muna.
Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Amoy na kaaya-aya. Sa bawat pahid ay ginhawa.
Ringo Honasan po. Sa pagbangon ng mga Pilipino, saludo ako sa mga taong patuloy na humaharap sa hamon ng pagbabago.
Bilang isang ina, handa akong gawin ang lahat para sa kaligtasan ng aking mga anak.
Pandemya man, tuloy pa rin ang serbisyo para malinis ang kapaligiran.
Serbisyong publiko para sa kaligtasan ng lahat.
Sa panahon ng krisis, ikaw, ako, magtulungan tayo. Ringo Honasan po. Saludo ako sa Pilipino.